Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends of Grayskull Live! Coming right at you. We're here today. We are going to be doing some seeding, some drawing, some March Madness. We're getting in on it with the Masters of the Universe. But first, before we get there, Shawn, how are you doing today? And we will. And we will. Oh, we'll let people trickle in here a minute. Let me pull up. I did see we do have Pride of Grayskull I saw in the chat already. Let's see what else we got here. Yep, Pride of Grayskull, JMax77, Put Your Guns On, and Manny Gonzalez. Thanks, guys. And apparently this is the first live that Pride of Grayskull has made it, so glad to have you with us. Yeah, so we're going to have some fun here tonight. We're going to... they're saying they don't hear you, Shawn. That's not good. Yeah, that's... you're coming through here. Let me know, guys. Let me know if there's still a little bit of an issue with Shawn or not. We got Scott Baker. What's up, buddy? Skelly Vader is here. Somebody, I know there's a little bit of a delay, but drop me, let me know if you guys can hear Shawn or not. Kind of sounded like the Galaxy Quest alien voice there. Yeah, JMax77 saying he can't hear you either. Like the Galaxy Quest alien voice. Try one thing here, guys. Bear with us. Gotta love the live shows. That might be it. We'll get right into it as soon as... maybe he's messing with you. Yes, he's just lip syncing this whole time. Here's the best part too, is Shawn's trying to help fill it by by talking while I'm modifying stuff, but
for once I'm trying and it's not working. It's horrible.
Alright, let's try that. If not, we may just have to shut it down and start over. Alright, Shawn, let's try this again. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right, and I'm scared to death that everybody's going to get to know how little sports knowledge I have tonight.
All right. We have Shawn with us.
Bang.
All right.
It's just like everything in my life. It takes me a little bit, but I get there eventually. So, yeah.
All right. We are hopping. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for sticking with us during that. Let's... and actually, I got one more thing before we get down to business here. Mr. Skelly Vader is up for a contest right now. Just had it up. It is the DIYhero.org. We are going to help Skelly Vader. For those of you who don't know, he is Ronald Zarigian. I hope I got that last name good. I've been practicing it, Ronald. So he is up for this, and I had it up, and I voted for him, and now I don't have it up anymore. Let me get back to it so I can tell you guys exactly what he's shooting for here. So yes, he's actually going up. He's up to win $25,000 that he would use to invest in a more equipped workshop to delve into woodworking and larger scale works. This would allow him the space to stage models and propose three-dimensional installations for potential clients. So if you guys haven't followed Skelly Vader's channel, go ahead. You should be able to get it just by clicking on his avatar down there in the chat. And he creates these enormous playset environments. He's done Snake Man, he's done Grayskull, he's got the Fright Zone in progress right now. Beautiful work. And so basically this DIYhero.org just has a contest where he could potentially win 25 grand to put towards a project. And so there's two ways that you can vote for him. You get one free daily vote. That's key, guys. So vote for him. Come back 24 hours later, vote for him again. So, and then the other way is if you make a donation through that site, then you can, to the American Lung Association, that also counts as votes. So, if nothing else, guys, get out there, free vote once a day. Let's get it. He's second right now, so let's push him over that hump and help him out. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link into the chat here, so that way you guys can easily click on over there and get him some votes. Excuse me, Shawn, real quick before we get into the March Madness, what'd you think about those reveals today?
Well, there was a reveal, but I'm a little lost at like what, two of the figures that we see the silhouettes of actually matched what they revealed, because
yes,
they went all Origins today. When the other day when we did our little episode about that, it's obvious there's Masterverse, Minisode, yeah, but we have Masterverse and Origins, and now it's like, oh, so you guys are holding out on us here. I see what you're doing, Mattel.
Yeah. And the weird thing is how prominently they featured the Sunman stuff, which is like, you guys did that already. Like that was back at the beginning of February. You showed that off, so I just it's weird. They are weird, but yeah, that bugged me too. It's like, because they had the same pedestal thing and everything, but then the majority of the figures are not what they showed on there. That being said, I gotta say the 2000X He-Man, they actually went a lot farther on him than I thought they would.
Same.
That is a new harness, obviously the new power sword, new shield, new axe. I mean, they new. I can't tell if that's a whole new crotch piece, but at least the belt itself, it looks molded. The Grayskull symbol that's on his belt.
Yep.
It doesn't just look like paint apps. So that was surprising. And actually, I was looking at some closer pictures, and if you look at the hand holding the shield, it looks like he might even have the bigger bracer on that side too. So, yeah, they definitely bumped it up more than I thought. I thought it was just gonna be like the Evil Lyn, just here's your repaint in those other colors.
Yeah, and that's when we talked about it the other day. All I kept thinking was they're just gonna repaint the traditional He-Man and maybe give us a new head and the new accessories. So, I know I'm one of the odd men out when it comes to Origins and everybody liking them the way they do, but this is actually the first Origins figure I want, finally. And I have a loincloth from the King Grayskull from Classics that I never used anywhere else. I'm gonna actually put that in there so you can pop the torso and from the waist. I'm gonna put that on there and give him the long loincloth the way that they did in the 2000X line and all that stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm actually like, okay, you got my attention finally, because that head sculpt looks pretty freaking sweet. I think that for me and that for that version, they knocked that out of the park better than they knocked the first release Origins of He-Man out of the park for me. So
True.
but the funny thing is, and this is not trying to be a slam against the Sunman characters,
Mm-hmm.
but what's interesting for me is when I see that, it's like, yes, He-Man stands out. Teal is obviously there, right?
Right.
But then when you get into the Sunman figures, a lot of those to me just really look like I mean, I know Sunman was more based on like the Remco feel of action figures back in the 80s. They weren't necessarily masters of the universe, but
Right.
that flair that was masters. But even the designs of those, I kind of feel bad now. And I hate saying it, but like the ninja guy, I don't know their names. I've never, I know Sunman
Space. I think
and Pighead, I guess.
Space Sumo. I want to say is the ninja guy.
He looks so generic
Yeah.
looking, and I feel really bad about that. Like some of those, they were meant to be the way that they were in the 80s, and when you modify them to something else, I feel like they should have updated them or at least done an upgrade somehow to those designs to make them pop a little bit more, because some of those
Yeah.
really feel like they're just like army builders that would fade in the background of a lot of collections. Um and I'm not saying that to slam those figures or the creator or anything like that, but when I see them, it's just they're kind of underwhelming.
Yeah.
Sunman looks cool,
I can't
but the rest of them,
I can't disagree, and for me, there's no attachment. This is something I did not know about I until the days of the internet, and someone's like, "Oh, look at this knockoff line," and it's like, "Oh, okay."
yeah, yeah.
So, real quick here, Scott Baker says somebody just posted a blurry pic of Origins Cobra Khan. I haven't seen that
Oh,
yet. Yeah, Skelly Vader and Pride of Grayskull. There were some leaked images. We'll get into those when there's an official. I think those reveals are coming within the next couple days for the Masterverse lines. But I like what I see so far. Put Your Guns On says yes, the ninja is Space Sumo, and he wants to know why a ninja is called a sumo wrestler. Yeah,
there's that as well.
that's kind of why I said it the way I did. It's like I can't I can't I don't know. Yeah, people want to talk about the masters' names, but then you got Space Sumo and Digitino, I think is the other ones they showed
Digitino,
today.
yeah.
So, oh, and J Max says that he digs the face sculpt for the 2000X He-Man better than most of the others. I agree. I think they really hit that face. It actually, the only issue I have with him, honestly, is the short loincloth. If they had made that loincloth just a little bit longer, like, he'd be a perfect He-Man. I think,
Yeah,
for whatever reason,
absolutely.
the Origins, now if it's the Origins body or just they, like, you know, they just put more effort in, or they were, I don't know, there's something about it, but yeah, they're definitely nailing the 2000X He-Man better than they did the vintage, Origins He-Man. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's get down to our bracket. So, as most of you know, Shawn doesn't, but most of you probably know, March
Nope.
is a big time for college basketball, and but that's why we wanted to do it yesterday, because yesterday is the day that they put their bracket together. Oh, real quick here, that would have been Pride of Grayskull wishes that Mattel had picked up the Warlord line from Remco rather than Sunman. Now that, yeah, the law, granted, I think that's actually a DC property, right? Warlord? Lost World.
Warlord is DC,
but
and
Remco made the toys.
Remco made the toys,
Yeah.
but I know like Arak, if that was, or Arak, whatever you said his name, he was in there too, and they had a DC comic of him back in the 80s.
So,
and I think,
but now
they had Hercules in there too and stuff. So
those figures I've always felt more Masters. I'll agree with you there. But yeah, back to our so we decided we were going to do a Masters of the Universe, a MOTU March Madness. And of course, the first thing that comes to mind when you think Masters of the Universe and toys is the Classics line of action figures. So we decided, now we did not do a full 64 team bracket like the NCAA does. We're going to go from the Sweet 16 down. And to get to the Sweet 16, we asked a number of viewers, friends. We have a whole top secret cabal of voters that actually I don't even think Shawn knows everybody that voted. So
I'm not involved in any of this. It's scary. There's like an Illuminati behind the curtain here. It's crazy.
So between their voting, some randomization, and whatnot, we got down to 16 Classics action figures that we are now going to put into our bracket. I should probably get over to the bracket. There we go. My bracket. So we've got our 16 team bracket here. So tonight we are going to seed this bracket. And then we will every day. I'm sorry guys, this kind of, when I switched back and forth, it kind of messed up the view of it there. There we go. Alright. So yeah, we're going to put our team, so I've got 8 scraps of paper with 8 different figures in my Krampus mug. Shawn's got 8 different names in his Masters of the Universe vintage lunchbox. And so we'll go ahead and seed them first. But the basics of it is we're going to seed them. We're going to get our matchups, and then you guys are going to have the power to vote on them every day. And we'll whittle it down and see which of these 16 is going to be crowned champion of the Classics action figures. And let me tell you guys what. This was one of the hardest things number one, as I typed up this list for people to vote on. Over 200 action figures. And all of them, in my opinion, are complete gold. Trying to whittle this down even to a Sweet 16 was tough. So thank you to everybody who voted with us. And let's get down to it. So what we did, we split them right down the middle. So I've got the high seeds because there were some characters that were a bit more voted on. So there's a top 8 and a bottom 8. Shawn's got the bottom 8. I've got the top 8. So I'm going to start drawing I'm going to go first seed, second seed, third seed. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. Whatever Shawn picks is going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Or work his way up. So my first pick will be the 1 seed. His first pick will be the 16 seed. And we'll meet in the middle. So, and yet we'll reveal them as we go. So, Shawn, you go bottom seed first. Who is our 16th seed?
All right. Our 16th is... Can you read it?
New Adventures
Skeletor.
That was a surprise. Now, if I was a betting man and you had asked me beforehand, who would make it on the list. He is not one I thought would make it on the list, but I'm glad to see him there.
He's a great figure.
Oh, post-it sticking. And for my number 1 seed, we have... Oh, what a matchup this is going to be. First game. I've got...
God Skeletor.
God Skeletor.
Oh, boy.
Only one shall pass.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. Now, Shawn, do you follow college basketball closely?
Nope.
Do you follow any sports?
No, I don't have time anymore. The amount of between work and kids and everything else. Yeah, right.
So yes. Okay. Now 15th seed.
This one's a little ripped, but
Ratlore. Another good surprise there. Okay, so we got an argument in the chat here. I'm assuming my secret cabal of voters and whatnot. Pride of Grayskull and Skelly Vader are trying to decide if it should be the Legendati or the Legendati. So kind of Illuminati type thing, but with legend in it.
Legendati. I like Legendati.
See, I like it with the D. That's what she said. I like Legendati.
Yeah, well,
okay, so we're split. We're split 2 guys. So maybe we're gonna have to throw that up as a poll on our page. And Skelly Baby says the faces on those 2 Skeletors are phenomenal. I know that's actually, and that's the sad part about the crucial part about the seeding too is sometimes you can just get some good seeds, some bad seeds. It's kind of a shame that one of those Skellies is going home right at the first round. But Ratlore gets to go up against Evelyn. So we've got Evelyn in our 2 seed.
Okay. Well, she always manipulated the snake, or everybody. She tried to manipulate the Snake Man. So, all right, next one.
Yeah, 14.
Whiplash. Your guy. Not my guy, but your guy. We've had that talk.
We here at Legends of Grayskull do not endorse any character over any other character. All right, the 3 seed going against Whiplash. These are all sticking together. All right, we have Beast Man. That is the original orange first release Beast Man.
Ooh,
second monthly figure available. All right. Lucky 13 to you.
Lucky 13. Leech.
Good to see some Horde representation. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but I'm actually surprised Hordak didn't make it onto the list.
I like him.
I do. He's a
in
great
classics.
I
do like him quite a lot.
There's too many good figures. I think next year we need to start this earlier and we need to do the full 64.
Oh my god.
So against Leech we have Trapjaw.
Oh, Trapjaw.
Heavy hitter.
No kidding. Especially with that mouthpiece there. Ooh. All right.
12
Ready?
seed.
Snake Armor He-Man.
Snake Armor He-Man. That's a good variant. Again, that 2000X head on that really pops.
The armor. When I saw how much detail was in that armor, I was just dumbfounded. It was great.
And up against him, we have your boy, Fisto.
Nice. Oh man, this is a killer.
Absolutely, man.
Oh.
We're getting that. J Max says bye Leech. Yeah, Trapjaw's gonna be a tough one to beat.
Oh, got it upside down. I'm glad I checked. All right, ready?
All right, 11th.
Mossman.
Matt Rodriguez, where are you, buddy?
Yeah, anyway, I figured that was his.
You're going to have to come out in droves here.
Yeah.
Whoop. Manny also thinks Trapjaw will beat Leech. And Trapjaw's got it in the bag. So who was that? Mossman has to go up against Too Bad.
Too Bad. Ooh. I'm just going to have to say sorry, Matt Rodriguez.
Sorry, Mossman's going to die again. Yes. All right, we're getting down to it here. All right, 10th seed.
Clawful.
Evil Grip. Yeah, I never did count. This is majority villains, isn't it?
Well, I know the last one in here because it was the first one on the list. So I'd say there was a couple of heroes, but most of mine ended up being villains, I want to say.
All right. Yeah. So Clawful is going up against the most powerful man in the universe.
Oh.
First release, original He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Which Mossman head sculpt do you prefer? I always put it onto the modern, like the unique one. I don't use that Beastman repaint head if I have the option.
Same here.
All right, and your 9th seed.
My last one is Buzz Off.
Buzz Off, that jerk.
That jerk. Thank you, Steve Bisciotti.
Pride of Grayskull says, ouch, anyone smell pine? And he also says, see ya, Clawful.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I honestly can't remember who my last one is. Oh, yeah. Merman.
Those two are kind of, wow.
Like
for me, that would be a tough one because I was surprised how much I actually liked the Merman figure when I got my hands on one.
Yeah, he's a great figure. Pride of Grayskull says, my man, B. So there you have it, folks. There's our Sweet 16. We've got our matchup. So, yeah, we're going to go right in order. Making sure it looks like I'm cut off. Yes, I am cut off a little bit on the screen there. So, here's what we're going to do, guys. There's going to be, for this first week, we've got 8 games. So we'll have 2 posts a day. We'll have one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And so we're going to do Facebook and Instagram. If you're not on one of those, I don't know, reach out to me and we'll come up with some way for you to vote. But basically, we'll just put up a post. So, and we'll start from the bottom and work our way to the top seed. So starting on Wednesday through Saturday, twice a day there will be a post, and that game will run until the following of the same time slot, if that makes sense. So the morning game on Wednesday is going to be Ratlore versus Evelyn, and so that will run all the way until I post the morning game on Thursday, and so on and so forth. So Wednesday evening will be, or afternoon evening, will be He-Man versus Clawful, and that will run until the afternoon game the following day. And basically just find the post on Facebook or Instagram and vote for who you want to win. It's that simple. The guy with the most votes brings it home. And Manny brings up a good point. He's got Facebook and Instagram. Does that mean he has a double vote? Absolutely, that means you have a double vote.
Well, there you go.
Yes, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, and vote your guy through. So, and then obviously you can see the bracket here. And I'm going to go ahead and, I'm told I can share this. This is done through brackethq.com. So I'm going to share this bracket on the Facebook page. I should probably share it in here too. Isn't in bed. I'll mess around with it a little bit. But yes, we'll share the bracket so you guys can follow along. And yeah, so as you can see, the winner of Rattler and Evelyn will face. Well, Shawn can't see, but he has to trust me. The Rattler Evelyn game, the winner of that will face He-Man and Clawful, so on and so forth, until we get our champion here at the end of it. So for this, like I said, for this first week of games, you're going Wednesday through Saturday. Find us on Facebook and Instagram so you can get your vote. And then tune back in. We're going to shoot for Sundays. Sundays, Mondays, we'll see how it goes, as you can see. But we're going to check in. We'll officially announce the winners, advance the bracket, and let you know the upcoming week's schedule. Because as you can see, as we get further down, there's less games. So we got some predictions here. Skelevator says this is going to be good. J Max says it's a fun idea. Everyone's rallying behind the double vote plan now, so good job, Manny. And Skelly Vader, I don't know if he means just here or for everything, but he's going Beastman. He says Beastman's going to win. I think he's calling the champion right here. So that's an interesting
It'll
one.
be interesting. He's one that when I got my hands on him, I loved them, but out of that list, there are some other ones that are a little more eye-catching for me at times. So it'll be interesting where he fares.
Yeah, and and the thing is, I mean, obviously, like I said, Classics went over 200 figures. So hard to narrow it down. But even looking at this list, I'm like, man, there are so many on here, and we didn't even look at beasts or vehicles or nothing. This was just straight standard figures. And even then, honorable mentions, Ram Man, Shakoti, Huntara got some votes actually. The depth of this line as you're sitting there typing out this 200 piece list is man. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. We think it's going to be a lot of fun here. And feel free to share this around and everything. Get the vote out, right? So
yeah, everybody join in the fun.
Absolutely. So Shawn, how did I do? I know you can't see the bracket right now. That's probably about the one thing hindering you. But as a non-sports fan, is this all making sense to you at least?
No, it makes sense now. But like you were before we recorded. You're like, do you have your names on paper? I'm like, why? I got them in the message. And you're like, well, we got to pick them out of a hat. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, it's that kind of stuff where it just right over my head.
Sure.
But yeah, that's just part of my, I don't know if it's charm, but it's part of me, I guess.
Pride of Grayskull he just says Snake Armor He-Man.
I like how he thinks.
Manny says he'd like to see Merman and Trapjaw as the winner. Put Your Guns On says he's picturing in his head that all these guys are in a bracket fighting tournament like in Dragon Ball. Absolutely. Yeah.
There you go.
If we had any sort of way to animate something like that, that'd be great as well.
Yeah.
J-Max says he's keeping his Cinderella pick secret. Manny wants to know how Triclops and Stratos did. Triclops, yep, he was another one. He popped up quite a bit. He didn't make the final cut. So Stratos, unfortunately, I don't think he got a single vote. But again, the majority of figures did not get a single vote. So
I'm gonna share something here that's so I wanted to pride myself when I got the line to get the major figures I had when I was a kid.
Sure.
And I got all the heroic warriors, almost all of Skeletor's evil warriors, with the exception of Whiplash. And at this point, he's too expensive for me to want to worry about. But the one that I always forget I don't have is Stratos. And to this day, I don't miss him. I'm just gonna be honest. I keep forgetting he's just. Oh yeah, Stratus should be here. Oh, and something else. And I get distracted and I move on. So
Yeah, and he is right. Like everybody had Stratos. You know,
mm-hmm.
he's an original 8-back figure.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But yeah, I like never when you're talking core masters guys. I'm never like, oh, Stratos. I don't
Yeah.
like he's
Yeah.
always been there, but it is what it is. So
Yeah.
all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, go vote for Ron over on DIYhero.org. Let me see if I've still even got that. Or up here. Let me drop it in the chat one more time if this is still it is. Alright. Yeah, make sure you get over there. Vote for him daily. Make sure you're checking out our March Madness posts and share it all around. So tune in back with us either next Sunday or Monday, and we'll let you know ahead of time. And we'll have some fun with this. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see who takes it all home. Shawn, anything you got to wrap us up?
Who has the power? Yeah. Hey, I feel like I've been schooled tonight. That's all there is to it. And no, I don't hate Stratos. I just forget he's there. That's just all there is to it. So yeah. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yep. Yeah,
ratings,
especially right now.
Reviews.
We're gonna be jumping
especially
on.
Right now.
We're gonna be jumping on to do these updates. You know, so if you ring that bell, you get the little notification. You can jump on with us. So, all right, guys. Until next time, get out there and vote.